If I listen them appropriately, giving the right attention, I will be definitely able to solve their problems by my own experience. You don't need to be extraordinary or, for that matter, extremely successful person in order to solve somebody else's problem. So what I feel is, to crack any interview for that matter, not specific to TCS, there are few important hacks which I would like to share. Somewhere around 1983, when computers were introduced to the world, at that point in time, people felt exactly the same way.
Absolutely.
That, now our jobs are in trouble and computers are going to take over our jobs. But which is not the fact. Rather,
Salam, Namaste, Sat Sri Akal. Hello. Welcome to the second episode of Tech Insights, your IT Career Guidebook. My name is Atish Bhalerao. I am one of the co-founders and directors of TrainingInbox at Tech Private Limited. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome today our guest, Amit Joshi. Amit comes with an 18 years of experience. Currently, he is working with TCS from last 16 years. He is an engagement manager. He is also a TCS Gold Mentor. He is also a purpose coach and a running enthusiast. A warm welcome, Amit. So, Amit, first of all, what our audience would like to understand is, how did you started your career with TCS?
okay. So first of all, thanks a lot, Atish, for getting me here. I started my career journey with a product-based company first, and after working with that organization, I started my career with TCS somewhere around 2007, and past 16 years I am with TCS. Now, what made my journey more crucial, or which helped me in my career, is the people around me, or the mentors or coaches who helped me understand, change my perspective towards career, towards leadership, and different aspects which make our career better and important. So while I started my journey in a product-based company named Geometric Software Solutions, I got a very good mentor and manager in terms of technology.
Okay.
He was a person who was having technical code written inside his mind. So there were thousands of lines of codes. Any question, whenever I used to ask him, he was having everything on top of his mind.
Okay.
So go to this function, go to this class, you will find the solution. So I was so much perplexed to see him, and always thinking how I can mirror him. And he gave some tips, tricks, how he framed, how he reached to that level. And unconsciously, I found mentors around me, and I was really thankful that I got very good mentors during the journey at different levels which I played in my IT industry. What I want the audience or viewers to choose consciously is the people around them, and find the right mentors at right time in their career. If they choose them at right intervals, their journey can switch from here to here very fast.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm a very firm and a strong believer, Amit, that mentorship, okay, and guidance is very, very, very much important when you start your career. So, Amit, also, was it through? I mean, since you started your career with Geometrics, okay, and then you moved to TCS. Would you like to tell us something about how did you grab the opportunity with TCS? How was it? I mean, obviously it was not a campus, so you directly went through there.
Right.
So how was that journey? How did you start it, or how did you enter the TCS?
Okay, so my reason to join TCS was not monetary benefits, but it was more from a convenience perspective, because Geometric was located roughly around 1.5 hour traveling based on public transport, and it was inconvenient. And because I needed more family time, I chose an organization where I can contribute more in my personal as well as professional life. So through network, I got to know that there is an opportunity in TCS. I prepared for it. Now this preparation took technical as well as the psychological, because there are multiple things which are being considered when you are working in a top IT organizations. Okay.
Absolutely.
So technical is something where there is no what I would say replacement for it. You have to be technically good. That skill has to be there. Then only you will be selected. But beyond that, there are thousands of people who are technically good. And if I talk about Indian education system, you will find thousands of engineers, rather lakhs. But you need to be right fit in terms of the organization values and your values. They should match. So a person who is at an organizational leadership level, he will check those values, whether your values and organization values are matching.
Absolutely.
Whether you are flexible enough, whether you are that risk taker who is going beyond that standard boundaries and go that extra mile in order to contribute to the organization, to the customers, to the users of the system. That makes the difference. And when I gave my interview, even now I recollect when I gave that interview, I was damn sure that I'll get selected. Okay. And because the answer were convincing to the person. If I would have been the interviewer, what questions I would ask and what answer I would expect, you have to practice it. So what I used to do is, now it's a long time I have not prepared this thing, but when I do mentoring with my mentees, I tell them that you should practice interview in front of mirror. And if you are doing this exercise at least 3 times for all the questions, possibly whatever the questions you think that those will be asked in the interview, and if you feel that you are confident enough and you are answering them rightly, appropriately, you are ready for that interview.
Absolutely. So we also, Amit, to be very precise, we also not just inform or preach, but we also tell this to a majority of our candidates that practice, rehearse, practice as much as you can. One of the classic example is of standing in front of the mirror, and in today's world, you just Google it across, and you will come to know about, for any, be it an IT or be it a non-IT job openings, you would come to know what kind of questions it would arise, how would you prepare, be it a technical question, be it a functional questions, and be it various other questions, right? But yes, rehearsing and practicing makes a lot of difference when it comes to preparing for an interview. And as you said that you have already done that years back,
right.
We would also recommend this for everybody who's listening to our podcast is rehearsing, practicing, researching still plays a very important role.
Right.
Amit, we would also like to understand, as an industry leader with 18 years of experience, what we would like to understand is, what are those key qualities you would look up to in a candidate, okay, as an industry leader with 18 years of experience, also from TCS perspective?
Okay. So, if you look from TCS or any top IT firm's perspective to select an candidate, technical criteria, there is no replacement for it. You have to be technically fit for a specific role which organization is looking out for.
Absolutely.
Okay. So many times, in TCS, as I mentioned, there are minimum 2 rounds of interview. One is technical and another is managerial round. So when you are technically fit, the next round comes where you are evaluated more from the psychological perspective, or I would say the character perspective. So unless and until the candidate has a capability to go beyond comfort zone, ready to learn new things, and in order to match the core values of an organization where the person is a right fit. Okay, so these are the things are being considered. Now, for example, many times when a specific requirement for a specific job, the description is given. Okay, we are looking out for so and so years of experience, or from this technical background, the basic technical training is provided for freshers. But when we look out for a candidate for a specific role, typically in a service-based organization or a consultation-based organization, how that person is going to solve customer's problem, that's the main intention.
Absolutely.
Okay, so technically you are fit, or probably you are meeting the criteria.
Okay.
But whether you are ready to explore something which is not exactly matched to your technical skills, and you are ready to learn, whether you have that hunger,
Openness.
okay, so you have that openness and hunger to learn new things in order to solve customers' problem. It's something any interviewer should look into you.
Absolutely.
Okay, they will ask some questions which are real life examples, where they may ask personal questions. Okay, so whether you have faced any challenge during your education, during your personal experiences, or if the person has some 1 or 2 years of experience, they will ask whether you have faced any challenge where there was a deadlock while working on any project, and how you solved
it.
Okay, so if you go with a strong storytelling that okay, this was the situation, this was a problem statement, and with the help of, okay, so I should not be telling something which is completely impractical and not possible.
Absolutely.
Okay? So with the help of, say for example, XYZ person, I was able to execute, solve this problem, and at the end this was the result.
वही है, I mean, so realistic रहो. Okay, जो सच्चाई है वो बताओ. स्टोरी टेलिंग होनी बहुत ज़रूरी है, बट स्टोरी टेलिंग should also be coped up with a lot of probably data, backup and background about how you're going to address those things and so on. But Amit, I'm going to ask you a very genuine question. Be it pre-pandemic or post-pandemic, pandemic तो चलो we are not going to discuss about, but then हमें desired candidate मिल रहा है आजकल? I mean, are we getting those desired candidates?
I would say this is the most genuine and most important question. There are many stories where in pandemic I have faced a lot of challenges to find the right candidate, and if I put it like this, pre-pandemic finding the candidate and post-pandemic finding the candidate. So pre-pandemic मुझे जो candidates मिलते थे, so typically I had to, or rather me or my team, they have to go through 10 profiles to get one a fitment, and now that particular number has reached to minimum 25 to 45. Okay. And even after that, there is no guarantee that we will get the right candidate. Okay, I'm not talking from only technical skills. I'm talking from the perspective of whether the person has a right hunger, whether the person is ready to learn, whether the person has a capability to go beyond that boundaries in order to create an impact.
Explore more.
Absolutely.
Explore more. Okay, so another thing, Amit, on the same grounds, बहुत सारे कैंडिडेट्स को ना ये दुविधा होती है, ये क्वेश्चन होता है, यार मैं ये कंपनी वर्क फ्रॉम होम दे रही है, वर्क फ्रॉम ऑफिस दे रही है, हाइब्रिड ऑप्शन दे रही है एंड ऑल दैट. एज एन इंटरव्यूअर, इफ यू आस्क दिस काइंड ऑफ क्वेश्चन with that, okay, we have an option of work from home, work from office, or a hybrid, what is that you try to judge from a candidate perspective by giving these options?
Okay, so in your past question I already told that giving that flexibility. Okay, so many times as a leader I don't know whether the person is required to work from office or not. Okay, because it totally depends on the type of work, a type of customer, and many times customer demands that okay, I need a a team which is located at one specific
Based out
office.
of a center location or something like that because of the projects. Yes.
And see, accordingly, infra arrangements need to be done, because many times we work with a customer who demands, a specific environment. Okay, so बहुत बार ऐसे होता है कि घर से वो काम करना थोड़ा ट्रिकी बन जाता है. And again, we have to address those security rules, policies.
Absolutely.
Okay, so see, if you ask me, I don't have any, it's my personal opinion that I don't have any issues if the person is giving the output to his best, and whether it's working from office or home, it doesn't matter. But if you give a choice to me, I would always prefer to work from a location where I have a team with me.
Absolutely.
Because many times those important conversations over the coffee. So I have written many posts on LinkedIn related to this over the coffee conversations. And I have made a very strong bond with my team members over this coffee conversation. Rather, very good deliveries, very good contributions to the customers cannot achieve that bonding which you have over the coffee. Which is just
then a virtual as compared to
Absolutely.
a virtual aspect.
Yeah, virtually, you can still try to match it, but you cannot match that, personal bonding.
Absolutely. I completely agree to you, Amit. अगर आप मुझे पूछोगे तो I would also be of this opinion that ठीक है, flexibility रहनी चाहिए, but work from office भी रहना चाहिए यार. अगर मैं मेरे कलीग को जानता ही नहीं हूँ, या फिर मैं मेरा कभी ऑफिस देखा नहीं है, या फिर ऑफिस कैसा होता है, मेरे कलीग्स ठीक है एक कैमरा में वर्चुअली मैं उनसे मिल रहा हूँ, बट वो इमोशनल बॉन्डिंग नहीं है, वो चाय पे जाना, वीकेंड पे बाहर घूमना एंड ऑल दैट स्टफ, that's also required.
Right.
That's also required. All right. So yeah, probably I would strongly recommend a hybrid kind of a mode as well.
Absolutely.
All right. So Amit, we would also like to know how can a candidate pursue his professional career journey, be it एक aspiring IT professional हो या एक non-IT professional हो. We would like to understand something from something about the same from you.
Okay, so I would like to tell you from my own experiences the way I got shaped up because of the right mentors, the gurus or the right coaches which helped me to correct me at the right time in order to go to the next level in career. So these particular things, irrespective of whichever domain, whichever a corporate journey you are going on.
Mm-hmm.
So first important thing is which I observe many people need to work on it is effective communication skills.
Okay.
So what I feel is many times in IT world people are technologically very good, but putting it in right words is a challenge for them.
कोई और उनके भी यहाँ पे आके वो प्रेजेंट करके चला जाता है.
The problem is people are extremely good in coding and somebody else takes their credit. Okay, which I really pity. You can put forward your own hard work which somebody else is snatching. Okay, so ऐसा नहीं कि उसके लिए तुम्हें इंग्लिश में ही बात करनी है. Okay, many times I have dealt with many customers who are non-English speakers, for that matter Hindi or any other foreign language. People are okay in English and they are okay with it. So why a person who is technically really good is making a fuss about English or a language which he is not comfortable with it? Okay, if you practice it well, you can definitely communicate effectively. And उसके लिए बहुत ही important skill जो है is listening.
Absolutely agree to this. मतलब this is the part of effective communication, listening. We would like to know more about how we can develop those listening skills.
Okay, so I would like to talk about my own experience about it. So I was speaking to you before this podcast that talking about my own journey, somewhere around 2017-18, I was in a phase, you can call it as a midlife crisis, where you don't know where you are going. And I was wondering how I can be more effective, how I can go to the next level in my career. And see, many times universe listens to you positively, and I got introduced to my mentors. So I got a very good mentor named Nidhi Raina, and she helped me to identify the real importance of a leader, which is effective listening. Okay. So she is the reason because of which I started thinking. I changed. So till that time, the lens was focused on me. How can I get promoted? How can I get more interaction? How people can look about me and think about me? She changed that perspective completely.
From an individuality to a selflessness kind of an attitude.
Yeah. So the moment that particular lens changed from me to we, automatically the life changed. So the moment I started, how can I make an impact in somebody else's life? Okay. The moment I start thinking from that perspective, automatically your listening skills increase.
Okay.
So right now, if I'm thinking that how can I add value to Atish by doing this podcast, I will try to think from the perspective, how can I listen the question more effectively so that I answer it and people get benefit.
Absolutely. And Amit, this would for the students, for the candidates, for even working professionals who aspire or who are looking for job opportunities, or within they are looking for IJPs, be it an IJP or job opportunities and so on. This skill is very, very important in terms of understanding the thought process of the others from the other's perspective.
Right.
Okay. So listening plays a very, very, very important role. And as you rightly mentioned, effective communication is definitely, I mean, that's a part of listening skills. I mean, we try to understand that, okay, I mean, as you rightly mentioned that if somebody wants to pursue their professional career or professional journey, in be it an IT industry हो या नॉन IT इंडस्ट्री हो, तो उनको effective communication चाहिए, listening skills चाहिए. Are there any more skills which you would like to highlight on?
Yes. So effective communication is part and parcel of listening. Okay. Similarly, I mentioned that I got a really good mentor in my life, because of which my perspective changed. So this happens when you get a good mentor. So to all the viewers, I would like to tell them that always be in search of the right mentor. Okay. And my all mentors, they always told me, you have to return it back. So the more you give it back. So see, as I mentioned, I am a mentor in my organization, and I conduct mentoring sessions, be it one-on-one or be it a group sessions in the organization, where I contribute to them.
Absolutely.
So they have questions, how can I reach to the next level in my career journey? And many times they have personal aspirations as well. It's not only career. Many times, when we are discussing, there are personal angles to it which are bothering them. Can I solve at least one problem?
Of them. Can I address at least one of them?
See, and over there also, effective listening is extremely important. If I listen them appropriately, giving the right attention, I will be definitely able to solve their problems by my own experience. You don't need to be extraordinary, or for that matter, extremely successful person in order to solve somebody else's problem. There are some golden rules which I have mentioned during my mentoring sessions. Try to help at least one person in a day and you will feel that you have a lot of positive energy towards the end of your day.
Absolutely.
And that impacts your personal life. So it's a win-win. And when I take any mentoring session, my family tells me, oh okay, so आज तुम अच्छे दिख रहे हो, happy हो, इसका मतलब आज mentoring session हुआ है किसी के साथ, and you have added value to someone else.
Absolutely.
So it reflects through your energy and it helps your personal relationship.
Absolutely. I still remember in our days when we started our career, वो टाइम पे mentoring ऐसे कुछ नहीं होता था. कॉलेज में कोई होता था, कॉलेज में कोई बता दिया अच्छा ये करना है वो करना है, सीनियर्स अपना ही एटीट्यूड में बात करेंगे, बट हाँ ठीक है किसी ने बता दिया तो कर दिया. बट नाउ there are so many opportunities. I mean, you get so many mentors, so many availabilities in terms of आपको बहुत opportunities है mentors ढूंढने के लिए. So many, I mean, social media हुआ, there are so many sites and so on. So yeah, right, as you rightly mentioned, effective communication है, listening skills है, which is a part of it. It could be a byproduct or a by skill which we can talk about.
Right.
Okay, mentoring. Amit, also, we have always been emphasizing on this. Okay, I personally has been emphasizing on this to a largest extent. कि भाइयों बहनों, आपका करियर जो है ना, जल्दी शुरुआत करो. Start early. Start as early as possible. So, as an industry leader, okay, how important it is for a professional, for an aspiring professional to start early.
Okay, so I'll tell an interesting fact. So I have done my diploma from Shri Bhagubhai Mofathlal Polytechnic, which is based out in Mumbai, and implant training is the part of their career, or that sandwich course. Okay, so every other college of diploma is typically having 3 years diploma course. I mean, used to have, but my college has 4 years, and it has 6 months in 3rd year and 6 months 4th year implant training, sandwich as a part of diploma.
Quite interesting.
And many times people feel that we are wasting our 1 year, but let me tell you that 1 year of professional experience has given me edge in my career journey. So many times what we feel is that when a person, fresh graduate, moves to a college, moves to any organization, okay, he struggles or he is lost. Okay, I'm not judging that person, but because the person does not have an experience, and because of that the person may feel lost. Because I've already worked with some small scale or a large scale, by that time I was already having that experience. How to communicate, what to communicate, what to start with.
Professional etiquettes हुए, business communication skills हुए, okay, then corporate etiquettes हुए. So ये सारी चीजें आपको, if you start early, I'm sure this would definitely help you to when you're starting your actual professional journey. Right. So yeah, I mean, I am also of a very strong opinion that everybody, everyone should start their career journey at a very early age. जितने जल्दी शुरू करोगे उतने जल्दी सीखोगे. All right. So Amit, I would also like to understand how valuable are problem-solving skills for an IT professional.
Okay. So this is an interesting question, and thanks for bringing up that point, because problem solving is directly related to design thinking and visualization. So many times IT background people, they always focus on from the technology perspective, and the real important expectation, okay, from any person is solving the problem. So what kind of problem you want to solve to the end user or a customer. Okay, so when we talk about problem solving, it is what problem you want to solve. And when we talk about technology, we are talking about how part. Okay, so design thinking ensures which problem you are solving for the end user and customer, and there technology takes second step. And there are many ideathon contests which are being organized by many top IT companies. Okay, if you have the design thinking skills, if you have the visualization skills, you will be able to solve an important problem for the customers.
Absolutely.
And that is an extraordinary skill and quality which companies may look up to. And that would be an edge for any person to get into an organization. And there the technology comes later, because technology or a development skill can be adapted, but design thinking and visualization is a primary thing. If that is built, nothing like it.
Okay. So Amit, we have also promised our audience that by the end of this podcast, we are going to provide some more hacks to our audience on how to crack this TCS interviews. Okay. I'm sure our audience are keenly waiting for us to reveal those hacks.
Okay. So what I feel is, to crack any interview for that matter, not specific to TCS, there are few important hacks which I would like to share. Technically, you have to be the right fit.
Absolutely.
There should not be any gap, okay, in understanding. In managerial round, people are more interested to know you, about your character, as well as what is that extra or an edge in you in order to select you. Okay, that is more from the either select or reject round. Okay. So now typically towards the end, when the interviewer talks about, okay, these are the things which we are looking out, the interviewer answers few questions, and then the interviewer asks, okay, whether you have any questions for me. Many times I have seen that the interviewee
do not
ask any question. Okay, I am always interested to receive some questions so that I can talk more about the organization. Okay, so typically the question should be asked like, okay, I would like to know about the organization more, or I would like to know more about which kind of project,
the role, the responsibilities
and
hierarchy structure.
Absolutely. And there is another part of it where you talk about, okay, what I like about the organization. So if I talk about in general Tata as a group, what interviewer is checking is whether the organization values are in sync and matching with the candidate's values.
Absolutely.
Okay, so if the candidate upfront tells that this is something which I really appreciate of Tata Group or any other organization for that matter, and that reflects that you have done some research. Okay, you have put that extra effort in order to get selected. Okay, so these 2 points are extremely important, and as an interviewer, I will always try to check whether culturally that person is right fit for the organization or not.
Very important. It's very important. Cultural fit is very important.
Yeah, and the character. Okay, many times some questions are tricky. There are no right or wrong answers. Okay, those answers are checking how you will respond to. Okay, or let me put it differently, whether you are reacting or responding to that question. If you respond, that will be the selection or rejection criteria.
Absolutely, an attitude, an approach. Those things do matter a lot. Yeah,
absolutely.
All right. So Amit, in our previous podcasts, we've tried to understand, we've tried to address questions such as, will AI take over our jobs, and so on. Probably I would like to understand, Amit, is how should aspiring IT professionals or the professionals who are already working right now, IT professionals who are working, should pursue AI?
Okay. So let me take you a little bit into the history. Somewhere around 1983, when computers were introduced to the world, at that point in time, people felt exactly the same way.
Absolutely.
That, now our jobs are in trouble and computers are going to take over our jobs. But which is not the fact. Rather, the employment increased. And there were many disruptions even after that particular period.
Yeah, that era.
So my take on it, or my personal opinion about AI is, it's another disruption where the jobs will change the way we are currently doing. Okay, so right now we are doing a job maybe like ABC. This is the way of our doing job. It will change to XYZ.
Yeah.
Okay.
Completely agree.
So it's just a change of, or probably I would say, the way we are thinking or doing our job, it will be slightly changed.
Absolutely.
That's the impact.
Absolutely. So Amit, this brings to the last section or the last segment of our podcast today. This is the last but not the least. Okay. हमारे एजुकेशन सिस्टम में ऐसी कौन सी चेंजेस आप एज अ इंडस्ट्री लीडर देखना चाहोगे?
Okay. Along with this career help, there is one particular topic which is I am very closely associated with it, is parenting. And I talk about this many times with many people. And the most, I would say, this is my personal opinion, that our education does not support failure. It's a mark-based system where if you are successful in pursuing so and so marks, then only you are successful in your life.
Okay.
And somewhere we have to change that perception of grading system. Okay. So I would give one real life example, because you know that I am a runner. So many times there are two type of races. One is like 100-meter race, where we are looking at the numbers, who is first, second, third.
Absolutely.
And the rewards or medals are given to them.
The first three winners. Or
Absolutely. No one looks about the other people who ran the race.
They're not bothered about it. Yeah.
And there is another concept of running which is called as marathon. Okay. Now in marathon, people run marathons because they want to finish that journey. And there is a very important perception about marathon is, a marathoner does not runs 42 kilometers, but he runs the marathon, he or she runs the marathon every kilometer 42 times. Okay, so it's a mind journey. You work on your mind than your physique. Okay. So every person who finishes that race is looked at, the person has achieved something really great.
Okay. So as compared to the 100 meters race, where you have segmentation of first and second and third runner, whereas a marathon, probably we talk it as everybody who has participated and whoever has completed it, everybody is a winner.
Absolutely.
Okay.
But here there is one correction. Now people may pursue it as everyone should get rewarded. Okay, I'm not of that opinion that from reward perspective. My perspective here is everyone has enjoyed their own race. Okay. Now here they might have failed. They might have taken a break in between in order to complete their journey. So everyone's journey was different. And that journey was respected, acknowledged, and then rewarded.
Okay.
All
right. So if we relate this to our education system, we are trying to see this, that probably rather than ranking, rather than grading, you should reward for whatever achievements they have gathered in the entire academic journey.
Yeah. Let me put it in a different way, that respect their failures in their journey. not absolutely talking about the failures. I'm talking about the out of box thinking, or the what I would say, out of comfort zone. They have
Appreciate their efforts.
absolutely going something out of their comfort zone and trying to address that particular issue. Okay, so that is something really important. What happens is, because every student is focused on marks, they don't focus on anything else beyond this particular syllabus.
Okay.
Okay.
Absolutely, absolutely. I somewhere I'm just trying to visualize this and trying to relate this. Trust me, this would create a different atmosphere or a thought process, or probably this could be a very different approach and very futuristic kind of an approach as well. Okay. I'm not sure how can we implement it.
Yeah.
Do we have that kind of infrastructure? Do we have that kind of bandwidth as a nation with due consideration of our population and various other aspects? But yeah, one of the classic example was of this 100 meters.
Yeah.
100 meters race and a marathon.
Yeah.
It's a classic example. On that note, Amit, this comes to the end of our podcast. We are grateful to have you on the podcast today. It was an amazing conversation. I thoroughly loved it, and I'm sure all our audiences are also going to be loving this. Thank you so much for having you, or thank you so much for being here on the podcast today, Amit.
Thanks a lot, Atish. The feeling is mutual. I equally enjoyed it. Thank you
so
very
much, Amit. Thank you. If you like today's Tech Insights, your IT Career Guidebook episode, please subscribe to our channel. You may also like, share and comment. It will help us improve more. Stay tuned for our next episode. Thank you so much for watching.